Welcome back to Rise and Shine. Now, Bedford-Stuyvesant is known as one of the toughest neighborhoods in Brooklyn, but photographer Frederick sees it with a different eye. He's been documenting the people of Bed-Stuy for over 15 years, and he's here to share some of his work with us. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, Bed-Stuy, when I moved to New York, I was told Bed-Stuy is a very dangerous place. Don't go there. Right. Why did you decide to actually document it?
Well, for these same reasons about, I think, the stigma, particularly on the community. Bed-Stuy had this history of just do or die. But, you know what, there's so much more to community than that. So, I mean, the people there, pioneers, you know, a big immigrant community that have pretty much built a community. But they have also just not actually been given a chance, I think, to really show really who they are. So dignity, love, work ethic, this isn't something that has been seen pretty much, you know, through mainstream media. The issues have always been focused on, but, you know, with the heart and the soul of the community, it's just what not has been seen. So another big issue has been just people who've always shown the community have never been from there. So this, you know, always, you know, it gives a one-sided, you know, perspective. And, you know, what part of my work was really show some balance. To show the world really what the community is from somebody who lived there.
That's the power of photography and video and images. It can really shatter stereotypes, I think, which is so cool. What do you feel your retrospective actually represents?
I think it pretty much represents honesty. It represents honesty, dignity, pride, love, awareness. So a big part of the work was also to just honor the people who have been invisible really to the world, and as well as to show the world the side of Black America that isn't seen really often in media. So those who live here, you know what, in the community, live in Brooklyn, who live in New York, you know what, you pass these things every day, but I think a lot of us just bypass it, you know what, and always focus on what we have to do. But when you see images, you know what, or whether it's through television, whether in film, or even in music, like I said, you know, our challenges are pretty much highlighted, or, you know what, it's something really, I think, that perpetuates, you know, what one particular stigma. Just as you mentioned about, you know, what, it's only the issues in the community being tough. But I mean, the neighborhood has legends as Lena Horne, Ella Graves, Shirley Chisholm. I mean, I can go on and on. As we know, Jay-Z, Notorious B.I.G., so many other good people.
Is that Eve?
That's Eve.
Oh, wow, look at that. Well, I've been looking at your pics while we've been rolling it, while we've been talking about this. And I mean, they're just so beautiful. And you do that through your images. So you have already changed my mind, because when I was told it was a bad neighborhood, I'm looking at that, totally different things.
Absolutely.
Now, there have been lots of positive changes in the area. Many of the residents are happy about it, but it makes you a bit uncomfortable. Why?
Well, I would say that's a bit subjective as to many of the residents. You know what, I think, you know what, a lot of people are happy to see the upgrades, you know what, the cosmetic upgrades of the streets being paved. You know what, I would also say some new businesses coming in. But the people who made the community, these are upgrades that they have pretty much, you know, been speaking on and requesting for decades. I could tell you of stories of, you know, with people who've been there over 50 years, and just speaking of the streets getting paved recently within the past 5 years. So as well as a greater police presence, you know what, improvements, you know what, again, like I said, to the sidewalks, as well as maybe for schools and opportunities, you know what, for upward mobility. And it's, you know what, a bit, you know what, disheartening for those people who have been there, you know what, a long time, and just, you know what, until I would say the change with the stadium coming to Brooklyn, with the Brooklyn Nets coming, then all of a sudden Bed-Stuy was the hot place to be.
So do you think that it's positive that policing has been introduced into certain areas which are upgraded?
The police, the relationship with the police, as I think most of us know, has always been, you know what, pretty much a strained one. So with stop and frisk and, you know, with all of these tactics that have pretty much been enforced in Black and brown communities, it is, you know, what's something I would say that is even a bit worse. It definitely has not gotten better. And since, you know what, real estate values going up, you know what, the influx of new people coming from all over America, over the world. You know what, I think there's been a heightened awareness, but also too, it's been a heightened awareness and also too, an attack more so on the people of color.
So speaking of all the new people coming into the community, I mean, what is your opinion on gentrification there?
I'm not for it. I am all for diversity. What I am really for is, I think, economic empowerment to those, you know what, who have built the community, as well as access, you know what, to, you know what, resources. I think to help strengthen the community, the people who are there, who are lower income, who are also middle class. I think, you know what, the state needs to come in and issue some support to make sure that this community is preserved. Bed-Stuy, you know what, was one of the places where black people, one of the places where black people were able to buy land, open up their businesses, vote. After the Civil War, only one of 3 places in New York City: Harlem, St. Albans, Queens, and Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the state, I think, could do a better job, you know what, we're helping to preserve this culture and also to its identity.
All right, thanks so much for that insight. I mean, it's great to get a different perspective
Yeah,
on
and those
Bed-Stuy.
images were so powerful.
Yeah.
Well, to find out more about Russell and his work, go to russellfrederick.com, and you can follow him at rfrederickphoto.
Yeah, cool. Thanks so much, Russell, for sharing that with us.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Coming up next, Fashion Week just ended here in New York, but in Philadelphia, the runways are ramping up for action. And we've got one of Philly's hottest designers right here with a sneak peek at her new look. Stay tuned, you're watching Arise and Shine.